Greetings, my scattered brothers and sisters in the Lord. Trust you know the Lord is with you wherever you find yourself scattered today, and that you know that His presence with you is more than enough for whatever you might face today. Well, we are returning to the Gospel of Mark, picking it up at chapter 3, and it's another Sabbath, and Jesus is in the synagogue. Another time Jesus went into the synagogue, and a man with a shriveled hand was there. Some of them were looking for a reason to accuse Jesus, so they watched him closely to see if he would heal him on the Sabbath. Okay, so Jesus is there, and they're looking for a reason to accuse him. And you might be thinking, okay, well, why would they be looking for a reason to accuse Jesus? Well, the answer is authority. That all across these first couple chapters of the Gospel of Mark, we have seen the authority of Jesus. We've seen the authority of Jesus to cast out unclean spirits. We've seen the authority of Jesus to forgive sins. We've seen the authority of Jesus to heal the man with leprosy. And we've seen the authority of Jesus in terms of his disciples not fasting. He calls attention to how he is superior to David. And he also calls attention to how he is Lord of the Sabbath. And so they're looking for reasons to accuse him simply because they do not like the authority that Jesus is exercising. And so here it is, the Sabbath, a synagogue, and there's a man there with a shriveled hand, and they're watching to see what Jesus is going to do. Will Jesus heal him, which would be considered working on the Sabbath and therefore breaking the Sabbath, and they could accuse Jesus of not keeping Sabbath. So we go on. Some of them were looking for a reason to accuse Jesus, so they watched him closely to see if he would heal him on the Sabbath. Jesus said to the man with the shriveled hand, "Stand up in front of everyone." Then Jesus asked them, "Which is lawful on the Sabbath, to do good or to do evil, to save life or to kill?" But they remained silent. And so Jesus is putting them on the spot, and they're so concerned about Sabbath keeping. Well, which is lawful? To do good or to do evil? To save life or to take life? And they should recognize that it's all about doing good. It's all about saving life. And they remain silent. Their hearts are hard. So see what happens. Jesus looked around at them in anger and deeply distressed at their stubborn hearts, their hard-heartedness. And Jesus said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." He stretched it out, and his hand was completely restored. Jesus did good. Jesus saved life. Then the Pharisees went out and began to plot with the Herodians how they might kill Jesus. Pretty ironic. The question, which is lawful, to do good or to do evil, to save life or to kill, to take life? And the very ones looking to accuse Jesus of breaking the Sabbath, what do they end up doing on the Sabbath? They go out and plot with the Herodians about how they can kill, how they can take Jesus' life. Again, the real issue is authority. And the Pharisees and the Herodians, they weren't close to each other. They were rivals of each other. But they saw Jesus, each group, as a threat to their own authority. And so they began to collude together in terms of how they might take life. And again, what day are they doing this on? They're doing it on the Sabbath, a day about giving rest, a day about giving life, a day about doing good. Now, I think about this and our context today. And I mean, wow, we are in a time in which authority is up for grabs and all kinds of battles about authority. And so whether we're talking about the authority of who gets to decide what children are taught, parents or school districts and states, authority questions about who gets to carry a gun, authority questions about whose body is it? The right to life, the right to choice, all kinds of authority questions. And we see the response to authority questions is like rhetoric gets amped up, There's threats of violence. There is violence. All about the question of authority. Who has a right to say what I do or what I have to do? We really want to be an authority unto ourselves. We really don't want any authority over us. Well, Jesus is the one with all authority. And so what's our attitude towards the authority of Jesus? And if we have the same attitude towards the authority of Jesus as we have about all other authority in our context, then we're really not that much different than the Pharisees and the Herodians. They didn't want to bow down to the authority of Jesus. They claimed all authority for themselves. Our culture, we don't want to bow down to anyone or any group. We want to claim all authority for ourselves. And yet, here is Jesus claiming authority. Will we recognize his authority? Will we submit to his authority? Or are we going to get led astray by our culture, which teaches us that really all authority belongs to us, whichever group you're in, and you got to fight for that authority? No, we need to surrender authority to Jesus. He is the one who has authority, and he is the one who is worthy of our trust and obedience. He is the one who does good and who gives life. God bless. Have a great day, and recognize and live faithfully under the authority of Jesus.